Today I'm doing a reading from my Radiance Oracle card deck. This is a deck that I created. It is infused with light codes and frequencies to help you along your healing journey, to help you remember who you are. Connecting to the energy of the collective as I shuffle. Sikataya la moya la me, diskana noi, narakfaya la katoi. What is the message that you have, Source, today for the collective? Okay, this one. Build your timeline. Toresin Kalum or die. I choose my timeline with the power and grace. You're not waiting on the timeline, you're building it. You are the creator of the experiences you long for. Now this is has very significant meaning. There's a lot of people think, the saying that I used to hear, thank you, Source, let it flow, or, life gives you. People are just saying, oh, it's just life. Life happens to you. No, you create your timeline. When you came here on earth, you volunteered, your soul volunteered to come here to have an experience here with Source in the body that you chose. You chose your family. You chose your experiences. You chose everything. You chose not to remember all of this. But also the souls that are here now on this timeline, in this dimension, have decided to remember. So if this reading has come across to you, if I have come across your algorithm, there's no such thing as coincidence. Your soul was calling to remember. And my mission is to help you remember. So we are connected. So if this resonates with you, stay tuned, because you're about to remember some shit today. Okay, so you're building your own timeline by the decisions that you make, by the thoughts you have, the feelings that you have. All of that is creating your timeline. You're constantly moving within the universal laws. If you don't know the universal laws and you want to understand them, just Google universal laws and see all the things. Just like gravity, what goes up must come down. This planet has gravity. So everything is pulled to the ground. And so, and don't come in my comments like, how the planes fly and then what the birds do. Okay. If you was that technical about your healing, let me not go there. Okay, so Source is giving me a powerful tongue. I've had it for every lifetime, every timeline, every dimension. I've had a no-nonsense, tell you the truth, because the truth will set you free. So you building your timeline by what you know, what you refuse not to know, what you do, what you continually don't do when you're being guided, directed, warned, or telling you that this is for you and you're not believing. All of that, you're building your timeline. Whatever decision that you make, you build your timeline. So remember that. Let's see what else Source has to say to you today. Trust the knowing. That part goes hand in hand with building your timeline. Trust what you know without evidence. Your intuition is ancient. and accurate. Don't wait for the proof. Sore navatu meshun. My knowing is sacred data. Trust the knowing. And so, as you are remembering, you are receiving signs, you are receiving synchronicities, you are hearing things, you are seeing things, your body is sending out the back the back signal, you're having your spidey senses go off. When things come up, when people come around, when you're entering into a room, the energy shifts. That's your energy, your intuition connecting. When you're thinking about doing something, you get a thought, you get a feeling. Yes, your higher self and your intuition speaking to you through your intuition. Trust it. My intuition, before I even knew what the word intuition was growing up, and I used to call it my spidey senses. When my spidey senses would go off, I would take a moment and be like, nope, something don't feel right. I'm not doing this. This person, I don't like the way this person make me feel when I'm around them. That kept me out of a lot of trouble. And also when I did not listen to the spidey senses, when I did not listen to the voice saying, don't do that, don't go that way. When I did not listen, I felt it. I reaped the consequences. I had made a choice. I stepped off the timeline that I was supposed to be on. I got unaligned and I went a different direction and I paid the cost. Thankfully that you can also make a different decision and get back in line. Trust that you know. Don't listen to other people. You don't need a confirmation. If you feel it in your core that what you're feeling is correct, you are correct. Source, what else do you have to say for the collective? You are magnetic. You have a magnetic heart. Shunde, Taylor, and Taya, I radiate and receive divine love. You magnetize, not chase. Aligned love comes to you when you become it. Magnetic heart. That's quite interesting. I just saw reading a message earlier today, and she talked about the divine feminine, and the divine feminine works from her heart. And so let's take a look at the matrix. When you look at the matrix and you see that it has been designed to capture, to shut down, to isolate the feminine, the female. Why is that? See, people try, and if you just look back and take out man, woman, male, female, when one group feels threatened, feels fear, they try to capture, shut down, dismantle, lock up what they fear. Now, the divine feminine operates from the heart. And so with compassion, with nurturing aspects. So if the females are not operating in their feminine capacity, balanced with their masculine, because we all have both feminine and masculine, there's a lot of attraction. There's an attraction that's coming in that's not what you desire. Okay, let me explain that. The card says that you have a magnetic heart, right? Well, your heart is a magnet. It is drawing in what's inside your heart. Now, it does not differentiate, again, to negative and positive. You got to understand this. Whatever is in your heart, you're going to get more of that. So, taking the time to go through your healing process. And the healing process has been taken as this dark, dingy road that oh, you're too feared to travel. Look at it this way. Those things, two things has taken place. You have a soul contract. You put all of your experiences inside this soul contract. So everything that you're experiencing or you have experienced, you did it to yourself. That was a hard pill for me to swallow because I've been through some shit. And if you have never heard me say this, I could tell you this now. I have at least 11, 12 Lifetime movies within my life, this lifetime, not a culmination of all my life, just this one. So I've had a lot of heartbreak, abuse, trauma, but I'm here to tell you there is light on the other side. My higher self told me that if I was to do this healing process and go through it, release it, I would never have to feel it again. I was like, what? You should have led with that. Come on now, let's get started. Because if I do this one time, I never have to feel this way again. She's like, nope. I never have to see it. It would just be gone. Yes, you release it. It's gone. I said, all right, let's go. Let's get started. And so when you get that mentality and you start healing, when these things come up, the trauma comes up, all of this comes up, the next response will tell you what you're going to get more of. If you hold it and swallow it back down and put it behind what I call the red door is all the trauma and the secret place, and you got a million locks on there to out of sight, out of mind. But here's the thing, everything is energy. And so you have all that negative energy still inside you behind that red door with a million locks. But what I'm calling out to you, collective, what Source is telling you right now is to unlock all those million locks on that door, to open up that red door and allow all of it's not going to come flood out. Source will not do that to you. But each time it comes up, breathe. Breathe through it. If you have to cry, punch a punching bag, punch the pillow, scream, yeah, do all of that to get that energy out. If you have to write it down, write it down with tears falling on that paper, the tissue, everything. Once you feel empty, once you feel like the purging is complete, gather up the paper, gather up the tissue, go to a safe place and burn that shit. And as you're looking at the flames and as you're looking at the smoke, go into the atmosphere. Say that I release you. You have no more power, no more control over who I am and the decisions that I make. It is said, it is done. Life and death lies in your tongue. And as you start releasing these things that you're holding in your heart behind that red door, your heart begins lighter and you start calling back all the energy that you let out, all the love that you gave that wasn't reciprocated, all the compassion and the nurturing that you gave out that wasn't reciprocated. Call it all back. And that now that your heart is magnetized to what you actually desire, how you actually want to be treated, what you actually want to experience, because you're making room for it. You have to release it and go through those emotions to let it out. Just open your mouth and blow it out. And as you keep doing this, you start to, once there's space, Source will give you divine love, will let you know that you are loved from the moment before you even was born, you were loved. You're here. You're not alone. All of that starts to fill your heart. Okay, so there was a point in time that I thought I was alone, It's back in 2024. And I just thought that all this stuff, all this calamity, everything that's coming down on me, why am I feeling this way? I just feel like I'm all by myself. Both my parents had passed away. Both my siblings had passed away. I wasn't having the best relationship with my daughter, my adult daughter. And so I just felt like I was alone. Relationships were falling apart. I was being manipulated and abused, and at work, the same thing, being abused at work, being seeing me for my gifts and my talents, but 2 weeks later, now I'm the enemy and I'm getting sabotaged. I'm getting lied on by coworkers, and just all these things was happening. And I sat down and I asked Source, like, what is wrong with me? And my higher self, Big Nikki, was like, there's nothing wrong with you. And so I said, okay, Source, if I am not alone, if I am loved, let me feel how much I am loved. And I had on some meditation music from YouTube. I'm sitting in the living room and I had my eyes closed. And I opened them up a little bit. And from the left corner, I saw a woman standing there, beautifully dressed in red and gold. And she had on, I think it's called a sari. From India, let me know if I'm saying it wrong. But she had on a beautiful, I think it's called a sari, beautiful red and gold, mostly gold, sparkly skirt bottom. The top was red and had gold embroidery, and then over her shoulder was fabric draped, and it was red and gold. And she had a beautiful crown and rubies around her neck, and she was absolutely gorgeous. And I said, oh my goodness, you're so beautiful. And she turned to walk away, and when she turned back around, she had my face, which shocked me. And I was like, okay, who was that? And I heard, your higher self. And then I started to feel like someone on my left side came and gave me a hug, put their arm around me. Someone on my right side did the same thing, put their arm around me. Someone in front of me gave me a hug, and then someone behind me wrapped their arms around me. And then it felt like an army of people, just layers after layers after layers of people coming in and hugging me and hugging and hugging, where it's, if you look at an onion, how it was just layers and layers and layers. And then all of a sudden I was flooded within my heart with so much love that I gasped, and I just cried and I cried and I cried and I cried for over an hour, because in that moment I realized how much I was loved. And I took that love and kept it and held it within my heart. And so the light codes that you hear me saying from each card is activating what these cards are. So I'm activating your magnetic heart, but at the same time is also clearing out what no longer serves you, clearing out what does not belong to you out of your heart. If you're holding resentment, unforgiveness, release it. Release them, folks. Because what it is all that resentment and anger and holding on to that negative energy about what happened to you is keeping you from your shit. Come on now, the stuff that's actually yours, the life that you're supposed to be living, the remembrance of who you actually are and your power and your gifts and your fullness and your authentic self. So let it go. Would you allow someone to have you locked up, to have them lie to you and tell you can't get out, but you had the keys in your hand all along, and all you had to do is walk over to the door and open it and walk out? That's where you are right now. And so in order to change what your heart is magnetizing and bringing into you, you got to release and let all of it, the resentment and the unforgiveness and the hurt and the pain and woe is me, out. Okay, Source, what else do you have for the collective? Both of them? Okay. Whew. What did I just say? Speak it and anchor it. Speak it, anchor it, watch it arrive. Your voice, trying to get it to come into view. Your voice is the wand. Declare what you desire out loud. Retai solanare tunakai. My words make my world. Your mission is your voice. Sokai Ramun Shatar. My voice unlocks destiny. Your mission is to encode in your voice. Your mission is encoded in your voice. What you feel called. Okay, let's say this again. Your mission is encoded in your voice. What you feel called to speak, hold light codes for others. Anything else, Source? Source is saying that you are already whole. There's nothing missing from you. There's nothing wrong with you. Everything you have, everything you need, you already have within you. Your soul has it. It's in your contract. You just need to remember. You are already whole. You are not waiting to be complete. You are remembering your fullness. Arinsha Lemkai Varalu. I am everything I seek. Everything that you've been asking for, everything that you've been looking for, that person that you have been looking for to activate you, you are them. You are that person. Any other? Anything else, Source? Okay, collective. You are at the right place at the right time. You are not behind. You have not lost anything. You are where you are meant to be. Trust in the not knowing. Collective, we're on this healing journey together. There's some places that you are in right now that I've already gone through in the not knowing. Picture this. Okay, Source is showing me a vehicle, a car on a dark road. There's no street. Only lights on this road is your headlights. Your headlights only shine 200 yards. But do you know that you can drive from the East Coast to the West Coast in the dark with just those 200 yards? You don't have to see, well, you cannot see the whole map, the whole road from the East Coast to the West Coast. But you are trusting that as you're driving, you're being guided by GPS or your map. And I'm saying map, so my Gen Xers, you understand what we used to do. We used to map out things. What is it called? MapQuest. And we put in where we want to go. And it gives us literally a map on where to go. It prints out the map with the direction, with the line showing you where to go. But it also gives you a whole list. And how long it's going to be on each road that your next exit, your turn, or whatever is going to be. So you got the map, your intuition, your higher self, your guides. They're all speaking to you and guiding you. They're leading you. Your soul contract. Oh, thank you, Source. Your soul contract is your map because that is what you came down here with. You chose to forget. But here's the thing. I really want you to find comfort in this, because I've said this to many people holding their hands and they're going through some experiences that has broken their heart, that's traumatic. And it's like, why would I do this to myself? Well, the souls that have come down here who have decided to come to earth in the vessel that you are in, to forget. But in your contract, there are triggers to get you to remember. Remember your resiliency. Remember your strength. Remember that You are not what they say that you are. You put inside your contract, you have protection. So why would you go through those things? What your experiences is connected to your mission. A lot of things that I've gone through was with the masculine, divine, well, not divine because they weren't divine at all. Going through with the masculine, heartbreak, family, finding my self-worth and confidence to speak my truth. I was silenced. Anytime I would say something, it didn't matter if it was a teacher, if it was my parents, it was the siblings, it was friends. I was always hushed as if what I had to say, what I thought was not valued. But I always had an inner conflict. My higher self, Big Nikki, will always say, that's not it. And when I get sad or being by myself, the voice, Big Nikki, will encourage me to stand up and keep going, keep moving, keep going. Your contract has brought you here to experience this reading, to trigger you. These activations, these light codes, these light language, my light language is activations. They activated whatever message was on each card. So the message to go forth from here is you are already whole. You are already worthy. Your message is in your voice. So speak. Don't allow people to silence you. But you also speak it and anchor it because you're building your own timeline. You're building your timeline. So as your mission, as you're talking, with what's already in you, everything you need is in you. As you speak it, you're anchoring it. You're building your timeline. So trust what you already know. Because everything in you, you're already whole. So trust that. And it will give you a magnetic heart. This is Nikki, your cosmic shaman, guiding you back to remember who you are. I love you, and I will talk to you soon.